are live.
Hello.
Hiya.
Let me get the right bits up so I can see. There we go.
There's one person watching. Oh, hello.
one lonely soul watching. If you are watching, do please pop a hello in the comments so that we know we're not completely on our own. But we're quite good at waffling between ourselves. So.
Hey, Maria! Yay, Maria! Oh, on a Facebook.
Hello.
Let me get my phone up. That's hello.
I've just got that.
Hello. Jumped up suddenly.
I see.
Oh yeah, that's all working.
That's all coming up now. Hi,
Hi,
Rosemary.
Maria. Hi, Amanda. Hi, Sue. Hi, Rosemary. Lots of lovely people. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
And Jill is watching as well.
Hi, Zoe.
Hello.
Hi, Eva. Hi, Kerry. We'll give it a minute for people to find us, and then we will.
Hello.
Then we'll. To cake. Eva's already eaten.
It's already eaten, Eva. Come on. I've only just seen the picture 5 minutes ago.
The cake did look amazing. Hi, Zenia.
Hi, Zenia.
Hi, Jill.
Hello.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome to your study hall. Dun, dun, dun.
Trumpets. You don't get that anywhere else, but this one.
Maria's full of pizza. That's it, girl. What pizza was it, Maria?
If it's got anchovies on it, you can keep it. Hi, Emma. There is something very, very bizarre about hairy fish. It shouldn't be a thing, really, should it? But there you go. I had homemade chili today, which is one of my favourites. So. Hi, Amanda.
Pineapple. Was it ham and pineapple one?
Got to have pineapple on a pizza. It's yummy.
No.
It's nice on pizza.
Ham and pineapple pizza, lovely.
Yeah, lovely.
Actually,
I had pineapple salsa on my burrito this week, which was very nice.
That sounds nice.
Yeah, it was very nice. Hi, Helen. Hi, Sherry. We have seconds in and we're already talking about food. That's quite impressive, isn't it?
Well, I've just got into fermenting, so I've got sauerkraut and kimchi on the go.
Okay. Ooh. I have tried sauerkraut. I wasn't a huge fan, I have to say, but interesting.
Have you done little videos making them?
It's supposed to be very good for you, isn't it?
It's only my first attempt. I did think about it, but then I thought I'll wait until I've done this lot, and maybe I'll do that. Let's just see how they turn out first.
Zenia doesn't like sauerkraut. No, I wasn't a big fan, but I have only tried it once, and it was in Disney in America, so it might not have been, proper sauerkraut. I think it was on a hot dog because, why not?
Oh, she makes her own rice. Jasmine, yeah. I have to admit, out of the two, I think it's the kimchi that I like the sound of more. It's got more in it, and it's got more spices and things. The sauerkraut that I've done has got fennel in it.
Nice.
So that'll be interesting. But yeah, Maria said that Jasmine makes her own rice bowls as well, which is
like a good rice bowl. Yeah. Hi, Erin.
Hello.
Rosemary says most people don't like sauerkraut because it isn't rinsed first. I have only tried it once, and I say it was Disney, so it may not have been authentic sauerkraut. Zenia, sauerkraut on a hot dog. Yeah, it was Disney.
Oh, we've got a question.
Oh, look, Sue. Sue's bringing us back into being sensible. Good on you, Sue, because we talk about food forever otherwise. Yes. If you have any questions about any of the lessons, about the school, about witchcraft in general, that's what we're here for. The next hour is all yours to ask us whatever questions that you want to about any of the lessons, about witchcraft, about anything you like, except maybe sauerkraut, because because Heather's got to learn more about that before she can answer your questions.
I can answer this one.
Right, so let me get this on the screen. So this is Sue. Do you want to take Sue's question?
Yes. It's best to use dried because fresh petals or herbs have got water in them and they can make it go mouldy. So dried is best.
You don't want a mouldy oil.
No.
That would not be good. No. Oh, well, that was a straightforward one.
With the lemon, would you sort of say the dried lemon peel?
Yeah, definitely.
That would work better.
Hi, Gemma.
It sounds nice. Rosemary and lemon oil.
Does, doesn't it?
Oh, I can take that one about meditation.
If you take that one, I'll just message Lani because she's struggling to find us.
Okay. So meditate. I found that incredibly difficult. I read books. I did, and the only book that finally made any sense was, you may know her. Her name's Rachel Patterson. Her book, brilliant. And it actually made me realise that you don't have to sit cross-legged and try and empty your brain, because that was the thing. I couldn't sit still for very long periods and my brain would not stay empty, and I would start clicking onto whatever was floating through, which was constant stream, and then half an hour later I'd think, oh god, that was a waste of time. So I actually walk. My meditation now is walking, and I know friends that cycle and they say that their cycling is their form of meditation. It is something, for me, my understanding is that as long as I am doing something repetitive, which means that I'm not taking notice of those whirly things that are going on in my head, and trust me, there's a lot of whirly stuff that goes on there.
And trust me, you don't want to know what's going on.
You really don't want to know what goes on. I don't want to know, and I have to live with it. So for me, it's something. So I know people that chant. So like first thing in the morning when I'm taking Bazzy out in the dark, I will actually, once I know she's comfortable and done everything that she needs to, as I'm walking, I will chant. I've made up my own little chant that it just keeps me, I wouldn't say it empties my brain, because I don't think there is anything that can. It just keeps me focused on something other than all the other crap. And as I say, the only book that has ever made any sense to me was Rachel's. All the other meditation books, just no. So yeah, thank you, Rachel. That's it.
I don't go into all that fancy stuff.
No.
Yeah, I think it is. Perhaps I think with meditation, people do think, oh, I've got to sit cross-legged and I've got to do it for an hour, like some kind of monk on the side of a hill somewhere. Even 5 minutes is enough to get you started. And it has to work for you. It has to be in a format that works for you.
One other thing I'd say is try and do it at a regular time, because it gets you get into a habit then of doing it. That's the only other thing.
I used to make the mistake of doing it when I went to bed. No, it's just before sleep. So yeah, I'd think it was the quiet, comfortable place to be, but yeah, that didn't really work because I would get too comfortable and
fall asleep. Cool. Right, Maria. Does lesson 15 oak which is psychic abilities. That's animal magic, isn't it? Preferably yes, because that makes it easier for me to see how you're getting on, because Thea leads that one and it's easier for her to deal with. Because it is a branch lesson, it's preferable to deal with it via the forum. But if you've got problems with that, Maria, just message me and we will sort something out. Let's go down here. Da, 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 da. Right, one from Kerry. I can connect with energies from crystals and plants, but can't get the energy ball thing at all. I've tried numerous amount of times. Any suggestions on that one for Kerry?
So you can, yes. So you can get the energies from the crystals and plants, but you can't make. Okay, I'm stumped.
I never had a
If you can feel the energy, if you can feel that energy, yeah.
I think the key is that you need to draw that energy from somewhere. Don't draw it from inside you. If you can connect with the energy from crystals and plants, try drawing energy from the air around you, from the sky above you, from the moon, from the sun, from the earth beneath you, and try drawing that energy up and into your hands. Rather than, you don't want to take it from yourself, but try, if you can feel energy, which you must be able to feel it from the crystals and the plants, try drawing, or even try drawing the energy from a crystal and up into your hands, and start with it that way.
Or even a plant, just sit in front of a plant and just, because if you can feel it, then surely you should be able to hold it.
Yeah.
And try and, yeah. My hands are tingling, sorry.
Yeah. As soon as you mention
as soon as you start talking about the ball, it's like, oh, hello. Yeah, there. Hello. Nice to see you.
Kerry, if you struggle with that one, send me an email and we'll talk you through some other options for that as well. But try drawing it from the elements around you or from a crystal and forming that into a ball in your hands and take it from there. Give it a try, see how you get on. And here we have, this is Helen. Where's the best place for me to start learning about the Celt and Norse pantheons? There's so much information on the internet, I don't know where to start.
Ness?
Welcome back, drop you straight in it.
I looked at it and there were 4 things and then all of a sudden just got booted out, and I'm like, so much for my spiffy new Wi-Fi extender. So yes, there's a question, right? What's the best place to start learning about the Celt and Norse pantheons? Oh, there is so much information. I'm trying to think of. There are various people. When I first looked into it, I didn't know there's obviously several books out there. Imelda, and I'm going to pronounce this as best I can. Almqvist.
That's it. That's the one.
I had to look it up. It is Almqvist.
Pronounce it. There's a lot. She is really good on Norse things, and I'm trying to think of the name of the chap.
I would suggest Morgan Daimler as well. She's written books about the Norse and the Celts, but she's also got a blog that's really good. And of course, the blog is free and you won't have to buy anything. So yes, I'd look at Morgan Daimler's blog as well, because she's
she's just there's the moon, but
pagan portal. Thinking about Andres Corneval.
That's it. It's all these names, isn't it?
It can be really, really confusing. Bear in mind that Celtic is a kind of umbrella term that's a bit misleading. It collects together all different races, all different cultures, types of people. So it's a bit misleading. But yeah, as Ness said, Melda Almqvist is really good about the northern traditions, isn't she? But I'd look at Morgan Daimler as well, Imler. Her blog is very good for information too.
There's
a little bit on the forum. If you look in the grimoire on the forum, there is a little bit on there as well.
I'm trying to think of the website. I will find it. So you carry on for a second, because there is another one that
come back to that one.
Look at.
This one is Gemma. That's so good to hear. I also struggle to sit and meditate and thought I'd try walking meditations, but wasn't sure how effective. Just make sure that you're walking in a safe place. Obviously, don't try and cross busy roads while you're meditating. Let's not do that. But yeah, walking meditation is mindful, isn't it? I think other things as well, repetitive things, isn't it? If you knit or if you crochet or if you sew, they're all really good for meditation. And even just, weeding the garden or something, repeating something that doesn't require too much thought is always very good.
The website is norse-mythology.org. That is free to look at, and there is a huge amount of Norse things on there. All the gods, the goddesses, the mythology. There's a lot. So yeah, that's one that I tend to use as well.
Good.
So yeah, go on that one.
But yeah, I don't think I've seen that one. I shall make a note of that. Rosemary says, thank you. I'll give that a try since I am a walker. Excellent. Emma, just wanted to let you know that I finally worked out who and what I'm doing for the deities lesson. It's only taken me months. There is no time frame on these lessons. We suggest minimum of 2 weeks for each lesson, just to give you time to digest the lessons and the subjects and work through them. But there is no time frame. There is no, I'm not going to, tap my fingers because where's that homework? They are designed to be worked at your own pace. And some of the lessons you'll get through quicker than others, just by the sheer nature of them, or because you resonate more with the lesson or not. Or, let's face it, life gets in the way quite a lot too. But that's very good to hear. But of course, if anyone is stuck on any of the lessons, don't feel that you're on your own and that you have to sit there being stuck. Email myself or email the support email. One of us will pick it up. We're here to help, and it makes us feel useful. Let's face it. But never get stuck. Even if you think it's a silly kind of thing or a silly question, that's what we're here to help with. So just email us and we will hopefully be able to sort you out. That's Maria. I was going to say, I tend to meditate in the morning in bed before everyone and everything awakens. Can't at night as I get engrossed with my Harry Potter game. Is that the new one? It looks quite interesting. Again, I think it depends whether you're a morning person, nighttime person, and what you've got going on in your life, really, isn't it? For meditating, has to be a time for you. Amanda, my worry is about deity. I see people talking about working with them, getting messages and so on, but I'm not connecting. I wonder if I'm trying too hard as I'm looking for them. But it still worries me as to what I'm doing wrong. Following on from the meditation question, maybe when I'm gardening, for example, and not concentrating, it may happen. So for the deity lesson, you don't need to connect with a deity. Work through the lesson from an academic point of view, through it from a research point of view. If you don't connect with deity for the lesson, it means it's not the right time, generally. Would you guys say that? I think you can't demand that the deity come and meet you. Well, you could, but
They're you very far.
They're probably not going to listen to you. You can be trying too hard as well. It just might be that it's not the right time for you to connect with deity, and not every witch works with deity either. So it might be that it's not the right time, or that it's not the right pathway for you at the moment. So don't beat yourself up about it. Relax, breathe. But yes, it might well be that when you are gardening, or I met Ganesha. We were out shopping, and I kept seeing elephant things, not huge elephants, elephant pattern material, elephant earrings, elephant jewelry, and then a few weeks later I'd see elephants on the television, or an elephant would appear in my book. Or sometimes the signs are very subtle, but if they are trying to get your attention, you'll find that it builds up a bit. It's about being open to perhaps not direct communication. You aren't always going to just be meditating and Thor comes in and says, dude, I'm here. It doesn't always happen like that. Sometimes the messages are a lot less. Sometimes they're quite subtle.
It's repetitive, isn't it? It's more, rather than, being the clonk on the head, it's more repetitive.
Sorry, the dog's blanket fell off. I think we've all experienced that, haven't we? There's sometimes it is very subtle and it takes a while to notice. But yeah, do the lesson from a academic research point of view. Don't let it hold you up in your homework, because you might find further down the line, all of a sudden you think, oh, so and so was trying to get my attention. That makes sense now.
Because names may not come, if meditation to meet deity, you may get an image and not be able to put a name to it, and that can be a little frustrating. But then there will be a time something will come up, or you'll be looking for something completely different about something, and then it'll pop up on the internet or in a book or a name, and you think,
Light bulb.
Sounds home to you then. It does happen.
Scroll. Jill says, could you spell that, please? I'm assuming that's your website. Ness, what was that website?
It was Norse, Norse, with a little dash.
Norse, yep, dash, hyphen.
Mythology, hyphen, that's the word. Mythology, mythology.org.
Org, A-U-G.
Yeah, O-R-G, yeah.
O-R-G, yes, sorry.
Or was it Imelda's name she wanted spelled?
Let's put that one up there. So that's the Norse mythology one.
That's it. Thank you, Maria. Yeah, Maria's just put
and let me get the names of the, so Imelda Kvist, Morgan.
Yes, it's a bit of a...
It means elm branch, doesn't it? I think. Morgan, that's what it translates as.
That would fit.
And then that's the two authors. So there you go. Right.
Also, that North mythology also gives links to various books as well, which have been recommended. The Viking Spirit by Daniel McCoy is a good one. So there's, if you have a look on that website, which is obviously all free and got huge amounts of information, there is also at the bottom a list of books if you decide to get those.
Eva says, meditation, morning for me as well, and the evenings are for Elder Scrolls Online. Cool. It's got to work for you. It's got to work. Meditation's got to fit into your lifestyle, really. This is Kerry says, would being outside work? And when you say draw it from crystal, that means crystal on the table, not touching it. No, you can hold the crystal in your hand. Yeah. The crystal will quite happily give you its energy. Being outside might help if you want to draw energy up from the earth or from the air or the sky. Might be easier to connect with that outside. But crystals too, you can hold them. You can absolutely hold them to draw energy from them. Not a problem at all. Oh, hang on. I'm scrolling back. Hi, Little Miss Nemo. Right, I've
That
put
is
them.
a good name.
Oh, yeah, Xenia's got one there.
Yeah, look at that name.
Gunnivortus Goose. I like it. Who wrote a huge poem about your Ness is going to write that one down. About Germanic magic, which is a huge reference about Norse mythology and the runes, also with historic references. Excellent, thank you for that recommendation.
Is it wrote in English or is it wrote in German?
We do.
Dutch.
We do. Hopefully, there's an English version. We do. We like book recommendations. I had 3 more books come today to add to my to-read pile. Always got a big to-read pile. So thank you for that. Excellent.
Oh, that person's got a website, Boudica's Bard.
What? Ooh, what? Where?
That the Gunnivortus Goose
Oh, okay.
has got a website called Boudica's Bard.
Nice. Good name too.
Brilliant. Yeah, I've just saved that, so thank you.
Okay.
Yep, lovely, thank you.
That one there, that's Morgan Daimler's blog.
Yeah, sorry, that was me. Yeah.
Huge amounts of information on there. Huge amounts of information on there. Oh yeah, Xenia says he's written in both English and German. Cool. Excellent. There you go. Spinning is good for meditative state. Oh yeah, spinning fibre, not the exercise variety.
Whatever floats your boat, if you want to do the spinning stuff.
Both would work. Both would work. Not for me, but both would work. Maria, has Ellen Sentia written anything on Celtic deities? Not that I'm aware of. She has written a book about
Ellen of the Ways.
Yeah, she's written a couple about Ellen of the Ways, which are very good. She's written one about Merlin, if you can kind of loosely get him under the Celtic banner.
She did the Celtic chakras.
She did the Celtic chakras. There are, I mean, Moon Books, not just because they are one of my publishers, but Moon Books do have a whole series of Pagan Portals books. And they are small books. They're that sort of size. So they're only small little books. And they've done a whole series on different gods from all different pantheons. So if you're looking for a specific god, it's worth checking out the Pagan Portals books because they covered quite a lot of the deities so far. Right, this one is... This is
easy reading as well, aren't they?
Yeah. Erin, took me a long time to make a connection. I had to pause the lesson for a bit and read about different deities from different pantheons until I found one that resonated. And I reached out with meditation at that time. I think that lesson took me the most time to complete. It is if you are wanting to make a connection, it can take a little time. But I say don't let that lesson hold you up. You can do it from an academic research point of view. And then just be open to deity coming to you at a point later on. Emma, can I add an extra deity to my lesson work? I have 5 standing out to me and all have gained my interest in them. You must have a queue. Queuing up. Absolutely, Emma. You go with whatever works for you. Absolutely. Thank you. Excellent. I say, don't get stuck on anything. Don't get worried about any lessons. Don't get stuck on any of them. Just email hq@kitchenwitchhearth.net or support@kitchenwitchhearth.net, and one of us will help you. Don't let it hold you up, and don't think your question is silly, and don't think that you can't ask us. That's what we're here for. It does. It makes us feel loved and useful. Xenia, how did you know that it was Ganesha and not Elephant, the animal spirit guide? Good question. Intuition. Once I realised that it was something trying to get my attention, I meditated, and it was Ganesha that stepped forward, and he's been with me ever since. And I'm going back probably 10 years now. I don't work with him all the time. I have a little altar set up to him. I'm pointing because it's over there, not that you can see it. And he helps me when I'm stuck with anything, when there's a blockage, when any of the kids want anything sort of to happen or to manifest, they give him chocolate. I meditated. When I realized that something was trying to get my attention, I did a meditation to connect with him. But it was his name that came to my mind when I realized that something was trying to get hold of my attention. It was his name rather than an elephant. Little Miss Nemo, seeing elephants in unexpected situations is definitely a sign. We do need to be open to the possibility of signs which can be subtle but certainly insistent. I think that's it, isn't it? I think it is being open. Sometimes if you see a fox wandering across your garden, it can just be a fox wandering across your garden. Not everything that you see is a message or something trying to get your attention. It generally happens a few times, doesn't it, for you to realize that it's something more than just a chance encounter. Who is this? This is Sue. Been dreaming of deer and horses, and then antlered red-haired woman disappearing into forest. Seeing images everywhere too, and then everywhere I look, I'm getting references to Ellen of the Ways. As you say, it's getting more intense. Well, that's a Heather one, that is.
Yeah, she's one of the more enigmatic, because she won't come and bang you over the head. She will just drop you little references, but yeah, she'll just keep nibbling away at you. So if you're getting those, Caroline Wise is the one who gave her name. Whether the original goddess years ago was called Ellen, who knows? I
didn't realise till you said that the other day. I didn't realise it was Karen Wise that had given her name. That's interesting.
Yeah. But whoever she was originally, she seems to be quite all right with the name that she's been. I mean, I think it was 1998 that Caroline Wise's book came out. And as I say, she's the one that gave her name. But there has been an antlered goddess in most cultures for centuries. We just lost touch, and she was there, and she's gradually come back in. Whether it's to do with ecology and the state of our planet, because she is very much about the earth, and she does get very cross when it's not looked after. One of the things that there's a bit of litter over there. Yeah, I know. I'm just dealing with Baz. There's a bit of litter. It's like, and it's until I go and collect that bit of litter, it's like the voice is in my head. There's a bit of litter over there. There's a bit of all right. I'm just dealing. Baz has just done something. I need to pick this up, and then I'll go and get that. That's how But yeah, she's definitely stronger, I would say. As the years have gone by. Ellen Sentia has written 2 books, Ellen of the Ways and Following the Deer Trods.
Yeah.
And then there's all sorts. I mean, people have linked her to Helen, San Helen in Wales. That people have tried to link her to things, I think, to try and make her proper or stronger, however you want. But to me, she's just there. It doesn't matter. And as I say, the name, it's fine. Call me whatever you like. It's I'm here.
That litter up.
Literally. That was just this morning. That happens all the time, and it's like, yes, all right. I'm gonna get it. But yeah, I wonder because of that, whether it is because of what we've been doing to the planet, that she is making herself more known since the late 90s. But yeah, what her original name was, who knows? But yeah, she quite happily goes with Ellen of the Waves. But yeah, you've described her perfectly. I see her as red-haired most of the time, or hooded, sometimes with the horns. You can still see her antlers, but she's got a hood. For me, when it's something serious, I see her hooded, so her face is hidden because it's serious, and she needs me to concentrate on whatever. So yeah.
Fascinating goddess. Little Miss Nemo. Just like musical instruments, spirituality, religion chooses us. Yes, we don't choose them. Yeah, I think that's important to remember, that it doesn't matter who you decide you want to pick. They might not want to work with you. Deity will choose you. Same as spirit animals as well. They'll choose you. Xenia, I recall Pete Jennings also has written about Norse mythology. Don't have his books, so I don't know how good they are, but I find him very interesting as a speaker. I've read his, he's got a book about blacksmith gods, which is fascinating. I'm just having a look.
I've got two from him. I lent them to you, didn't I, Ness?
He does tend to write more about the Anglo-Saxons. He is a heathen. He follows a heathen pathway. So his books tend to be about Viking and Anglo-Saxon beliefs. But he's very good. He's very good.
Yeah, they were interesting. That's the idea, is sort of picking ones up that sort of, you know, some may resonate and some don't. I know when looking on the internet, it's either through recommendation or ones that when you start reading it, you think, yes, this makes sense and this is interesting. There's an awful lot out there which just copied and pasted from somewhere else. But
he lives it. He lives the life of a heathen. He's a jolly nice chap.
Yeah, he is nice.
This is Zoe. Odd question. There are no odd questions. We like odd questions, she says before she's even read it. Is there meaning to a flock of geese flying over my house and dropping a chicken leg loudly at my living room window? Felt like they were trying to get my attention. May have been a coincidence, but wondered what your take was.
I don't know why they'd have had a chicken leg.
Yeah, geese don't normally pick up things like that.
They're not carnivores. No. So
sure, there wasn't a rogue crow or something.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
It may have been that there was a crow on your roof at the same time they were flying over. Unusual for them to be dropping. Sorry, I've got a dog under the table. What are you doing? Get out of the bin.
You've got a dog there. Bazzy decided to come and join me.
Oh, look. Hi, Bazzy. Oh, look at her.
Unconscious.
Oh, look.
What are you doing? I think with animal messages, you need to use your intuition to know whether it's a message or whether it was just one of those coincidence things. Very unusual, I think, for a goose to drop a chicken leg. They wouldn't have been holding it, I wouldn't have thought. But you might find that there's a rogue crow or
magpie, even magpies.
Dropping the chicken leg. If you think there was a message to it, then do sit and meditate to connect with the energy of goose and see if it has a message for you.
Or chicken.
Yeah.
Perhaps the chicken wanted to be a goose.
Perhaps it's the
I wanted to
fly. This one is
the ugly duckling that turned into a swan.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe there is. Maybe that was the message. This one's Jill. My father-in-law passed away recently. Condolences. Collected Native American things. My husband bought me some kind of bird eagle, maybe claws that he found when cleaning out his house. I'd like to respectfully take care of them, but I'm not sure what to do in order to do that. Any ideas? Hello. I have magpie legs that I have on my spirit animal altar.
I mean, if they've been prepared already, then other than honouring them in some way, you wouldn't have to do anything to them because they've already been prepared. So it's a case of, what do they mean to you? Do you want to have them on your altar, or do you want to have them on your? Have you got an ancestor altar? Do you want to have a little altar for your ancestors, your father-in-law, anybody else from the families that has passed?
I think it's about, I think you need to connect with the energy of them, don't you, to see what you need to do with them. Open yourself up to the energy of the claws and see whether you're meant to keep them, or whether you're meant to put them on your altar, or make them into a fetish, or connect with the energy of it, and see what you're guided to do.
Even just sort of like, keep taking care of them by keeping them wrapped up and kept safe somewhere until, such times that comes to you as what you can do with them.
Yeah. Trust your intuition on that one.
Absolutely.
Thank you. I really like Ganesha. I do. He loves his chocolate and his sweeties, but he's been very helpful to me. Nikki, what is better with deity? Hang on, I'm reading the wrong question. Kerry, this is. Sorry. Kerry, do you connect with deity regularly, or when you feel it intuitively? I think it depends. My patron deities, the ones I work with regularly, I do purposely connect with on a regular basis to honour them. I have items on my altars that honour them. I've recently set up a Roman type altar in my kitchen, and I do connect daily with the household gods. But I think, again, you have to do what works for you. Do you guys agree? It is an intuitive thing.
I think once you realise that you have made a connection with whoever in particular, they tend to invite the family. Don't know about you, but I would say that there have been others that have come in and out, and especially when I was doing the lessons and I was reading about other pantheons, they'd sort of come and have a look for a little while, and then they'd sort of go off again. I would say there are ones that have been around and are still around. There are others that take a step back, and there are others, as I say, that just come in and have a look round and, have a cup of tea, and then they go again.
Yeah.
And the ones that tend to keep coming back tend to be the family, as I call them, so from the same pantheon. So that they're the ones that think, oh yeah, you're connected to so and so. Let's have another look at you and see what you're up to. So they tend to come in and out more often. But there's been others that have just, I think, because of the energy perhaps that we put out. I don't know. Because we have that connection, it allows others to recognise it, and they come and they might come for a reason. Sometimes you just know there's somebody else around who's just there, and then the energy disappears again. So you don't know who it was, why they were there, but you just know they were around for whatever reason. So I think it's just they're being nosy.
So some just pop in for a message too, don't they? If someone's got a particular message, or usually a kick up the butt for you. I think if you do work personally with a matron or a patron deity, then I think you purposely do connect regularly to keep. It's a relationship, isn't it? It is like any relationship, whether it's friends, family, whatever it might be. Your relationship with your deity is a relationship, so it takes work and it takes effort. So it's both, I think, is the answer to your question. Nikki is saying, what is better to connect with you to see the questions, Facebook or YouTube? We should get both Facebook and YouTube questions up on our panel here, so we should be able to see them. But for you guys, I think you can only see the comments on whatever social media platform you're on. So if you're on Facebook, you might only just see the Facebook ones. I'm not sure how it works from the other side, which is why we're putting the questions up on the screen so that everyone can see them. Maria says, realised afterwards it was probably a seagull that dropped a small opened can of sweet corn in my garden, probably giving me the message to tidy up. Yeah, I had a seagull drop half an eaten banana in the garden. I'm assuming it was a seagull. They do like to steal food.
So greedy.
Emma, I remember once I was just standing at my bedroom window, sunny day, staring at the grass when I started seeing moving spirals in the grass. Felt that was my first connection to the Morrigan. Yes, and I think a lot of these connections do come from things like that, don't they? You just know from seeing something in nature or for something that happens, you just know that it's that particular deity that's making your connection. Xenia, I have the feeling that deities are cooler with what we call them than their followers. Interesting that even deities that have been made up are alive and come when we address them. If a deity is offended, it will tell you. They will definitely tell you.
Oh, yes.
And I think as well, we've spent the last couple of years working with some of the more ancient English deities, and some of them are very, very unknown. They have been forgotten to a certain extent, but they're there. When you start investigating and you start reaching out to them, they are there. Yep. But if a deity, doesn't think you need their energy or doesn't want to get involved in what you're doing, no amount of any offerings or connection is going to make them do what they want to do. They are a law unto themselves. Little Miss Nemo says, lovely image of Ellen of the Ways in the Wildwood Tarot. The Wildwood Tarot has beautiful artwork.
Yeah, it's lovely.
The very lovely Susie Edwards-Goose does fantastic Ellen of the Ways images too, doesn't she? Her artwork. Ellen is always good. Emma says, the crows were overhead as well. Magical moment for certain. Morrigan does like to bring the crows with her.
That was strange. I remember doing a lesson and I said something about seeing 3 crows. And I remember I said, oh, well, that's the Morrigan. But that didn't that didn't feel right with me personally. I tried, I did read about her and tried that connection, and it sort of did, but it didn't. And I thought this isn't right. The crows are something else. And then with doing the Norse, Hel appeared, and one of hers is a crow. And I thought nothing to do with the Morrigan at all. She was sort of there, just waiting, biding her time until sort of got it. And that made sense to me. I'm thinking it's not, not all of them will. They think because it's 3, it should be. If it works that for you, that's brilliant. But sometimes it might not, and you think, So go away and come back to it, and then it will normally come back to you.
I mean, there's quite a few goddesses that are linked to the crow, isn't there? Because there's Morrigan, there's Hel, there's Bive, also from the Irish pantheon. Maeve to a certain extent as well. So
quite a lot of the crone ones are, aren't they? That seems to be quite a connection.
Hecate. So
Ness, do you want to just quickly do you mentioned Hel there. You mean the goddess Hel. not the fiery.
Yes.
We're all sitting here going, yeah.
Not talking about the depths of. No, her name is Hel, spelled Hel. Yeah, and she is a dark goddess. Somebody that the last 2 or 3, actually no, it's probably 4 now. Sort of the winter time that I just connected with her straight away. She first came to me in the Ark of the Goddess course that we did. Going back a few years, and she was one of the ones that came to me, and I made the doll of her and everything and stuff, and she really resonated. But then she sort of went away again, didn't make herself known until I started studying Norse and the Norse tradition, and then she came back. Look at me! Right, she's could be quite sort of feisty, and because of how she looks, she can be a bit intimidating.
Yeah.
But I think she's fabulous, and keeps me on the straight and narrow.
This one is Zoe, probably a rogue crow in Smithwick. Yeah, I think a drop chicken leg is going to be a crow, isn't it? Zenia says maybe connect the animal spirit guide of eagle bird and ask what to do with the claws. Yeah, I think that's the way to go with those. If it's eagle claws, you are incredibly happy as they can't normally be obtained legally. Yes, there is that. There is that, definitely. I have magpie claws, which were from roadkill. Jill says, I will do just that. I have them wrapped up in a dresser that I use as an altar. Meditate on this weekend. Excellent. Yeah, I think that's the best way to go. Definitely think that's the best way to go. Keep the feathers, eagle things safe from moths. Yes, we have to keep things, don't want them eaten. This one is Kerry. Is there a symbol you can make on an adjoining wall of a neighbour to block out any negativity? Would the guide say the good old pentacle is a good protective symbol, drawn in the air or drawn on the wall with your finger? A rune, maybe?
Alges, yeah. Or however you say it, Ness.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
If you're thinking of Owen, then you'd use fern. But a sigil, make up your own.
Yeah, protection sigil. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so yes. Go with what means something to you, I think is probably best. If the pentagram or pentacle means protection to you, go for that. If you work with runes, use a rune or design your own sigil to just mark out on the wall. Definitely. So yeah.
You could always use like a I'm thinking chili for some reason. Chili in
hot foot powder
to actually have on your finger and just
yeah, pepper, chili, salt, any of that. Salt water.
Cayenne pepper. Yep.
Yeah. But if it's on an internal wall, a pentacle would be good. Protective sigil or rune, all would be excellent. Jill says, not sure what they are, to be honest. They were not very well taken care of, but I do think they were prepared. Probably got them at a Native American fair. Yeah, meditate and see what happens. I think you're on to an interesting journey there with that, Jill. Maria, I usually try to connect with the deity when I really need some guidance. They are generally very good at giving advice. Not always asked for.
May not be the advice you want.
Sometimes forget we're human.
Nikki, stuck on the first question, Oak lesson 6. So much information, I'm getting overloaded. What are you looking for? This is the deity lesson again. It is the one, I have to admit, it is the one that seems to, most people seem to get stuck on. So if it is the deity lesson that you are struggling with, know that you're not alone. I don't know. What do you as students think who are working on lesson 6 or who have worked on lesson 6? Do we need to tweak it? Does it need some alteration? Because I have noticed lots of people seem to struggle with this one. The first question is to research 2 different pantheons and write up your findings. Do they have any similarities or comparisons to each other, and how do they resonate with you? The point of this question is so that you can see that it doesn't matter what pantheon you're looking at across the globe, there are similarities. The point of that first question is so that you can see that whatever culture it is across the globe, there's similar gods in each. There'll be a thunder god in the Norse, there's a thunder god in the Celtic, there's a thunder god in Hindu, there's a goddess of love in the Egyptian pantheon, there's a goddess of love in the Norse pantheon. It's so that you can see that all of those pantheons are very similar, and so that you can see that whatever religion you're working with, there are big similarities right across the globe. That's the kind of purpose for that first question. I don't need enormous essays. Just a few lines is absolutely fine. It's just so that you can see that there are similarities. Does that make sense, Nikki? Come back if it doesn't. Maria is suggesting, yes, you may want to cleanse the eagle bird claws before you work with them, because you don't know, do you? Amanda, have the same problem, can feel it coming through the wall. Maybe hang something on the wall as well. Maybe hang an image that you see as protective. If you are artistic, you could make an image of a pentagram or a protective symbol. You could hang a pentacle on the wall between your neighbours.
If you put a mirror on the back of it, then it would reflect back.
Good idea. Yes, lots of things you can do with visualization for an internal wall, but also, hanging things on that wall to protect and to send that energy back through. Crows in New Zealand, so I guess no Morrigan.
There'll be another goddess.
There'll be another goddess. There will be another goddess. And again, not necessarily that just because there's no crows, she may still come through to you. So just be open to it. There we going. This is Jill again. Yes, I'm not positive, but I do think there are eagle talons. I'm going to cleanse them and then meditate on them, see what happens. You're very welcome. I think you've got a little treasure there. Eva, bears were everywhere in my life for as long as I remember. I then thought it was Artio reaching out, as her famous stare was found in the town I was living. I worked with her for a little bit, but it's really Bear as an animal guide that was reaching out. She guides me on my journeys, with me when I need her. I think it is a bit of a journey, isn't it? Discovering, and Artio is the bear goddess, so it's not surprising that there's a bit of crossover. It is about investigating and researching yourself and using your intuition as well. And I know it's something that we say a lot, but meditation is quite often the key here to find out who it is exactly, or what it is exactly that's coming your way. Erin, 3 crows for me as a sign from Rhiannon. Was looking for a symbol about crow spirits and the Morrigan while I was trying to sort it out. Nothing felt like a fit. Rhiannon really clicked unexpectedly as a link to the Adar Rhiannon. I've worked with Rhiannon. She was one of the first deities I worked with, actually, and I have a tattoo of her on my back. Just a random piece of information for you. Amazing goddess to work with. But it is a bit of personal investigation, isn't it, to make that connection and find out who it is. Because the symbols and the signs might be different for each person. Emma says, I agree, Ness. Read about various deities before the Morrigan basically kicked me up the bum. Yeah, I think that's one of her things. Crows can relate to so many deities, absolutely. This is, I'm whizzing through because we've got lots of questions. I want to make sure we get them all. This is Sarah, sorry, don't know which. Had a falcon fly in front of my car today and just sit there for a few seconds before flying off. Good job I was Sunday driving on a Saturday. Yeah, but how amazing though. What an amazing experience. Fantastic. I do love nature. Oh, that's a good idea, Maria. You could draw a web, as that can catch and contain negative energies. Very good idea. On your internal walls, you could draw a web on the wall with a finger, visualize it, or you could even hang a picture of the web. This is Kerry. What was the rune you mentioned for protection?
It was
algae. Yeah.
I can try and draw one for you quickly if you want.
So it's disappearing.
Roughly. There's a rough. Oh, can you even see that? Yeah. There's a rough drawing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
That's it, isn't it?
Yeah.
I would root through there, but
So that one, actually, it looks like a bird's foot.
It
It looks like a crow's foot.
And I've got because I've got a wooden floor, and I've got those markings that look like algae on the floor in places, which is quite cool, naturally in the wood.
Smart. Senia, mirror magic against the negative neighbours. Yeah, put in a mirror facing out against that wall. Yeah, definitely. Mirrors are so useful for magic. Oh, now that's a good idea. That is Sarah. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your name incorrectly. I use a candle to draw on my walls as you can't see the mark. Clever idea. This is Sue. Some lessons would be helped by an idea of a minimum amount you're looking for. For example, 800 words or such. I'm never sure if what I write is enough. 800 words would be more than enough. I think it depends, because some people aren't so good with words. Other people do like to express themselves more fully. So I don't like to set a minimum amount in case I don't want to scare people off. I don't want people to feel uncomfortable because they don't think they can write that amount of words. If you haven't done enough on a lesson, if you haven't answered all the questions, I will send it back. If I think that you've understood the lesson and have worked through it and understood it all and it's right, then that's fine. I've had homework that's only been half a page. I've had homework that's been 41 pages. That's the record so far, which is very unusual. 41 pages is unusual. I think it is different people are more wordy than others, or need to write more words than others. So I think it has to be whatever you are comfortable with. But I do get your point, Sue. So I will have to think about that.
It also depends on how you resonate with the subject.
Absolutely.
I mean, some of them I can remember thinking, oh, this is going to get sent back because I've only sent in 4 pages. But I'd obviously put in enough. And then other ones I'd be whittering on for seemed like forever. And think
that's actually a question we had from Helen, actually, who's not here this evening. She wanted to know how everyone tackles lessons where they don't feel a big connection to the topic. For example, anything to do with spell work, plants, crystals, divination. Find my homework flows quite quickly. But if it's cooking or food, the fairy world, or astrology-based tasks, I really struggle. That finding spare time to spend on homework, which is a constant battle. She says she's going to be 90 before she completes the Forest of Hawthorn. There are 21 lessons in the Forest of Oak, 21 lessons in the Forest of Ash, and then I think there's 13 in Hawthorn. That's a lot of lessons. That's a lot of different subjects, because witchcraft is huge. And we haven't even covered everything, cover as much as we can. So there will always be areas that you aren't going to resonate with so easily or so much. But we wanted to give you as broader education as possible, because it might be that one of the lessons that you do thinking, oh, that doesn't sound very interesting, and then you find that actually you love it. It's about opening you up to different subjects, to different possibilities, to different areas you might not have thought of. However, you are not going to or not all of them are going to resonate with you. I do not do sacred geometry. I do not do numbers, and numerology is not really my thing either. But it's about knowledge. I remember back in the time of the dinosaurs when I was doing my Wiccan degrees, and I had to do a lesson on lucid dreaming and astral travel. I really struggled with it. But I got there in the end, and I've never used it since. So I'll be honest, I've never used it since. Not really, not for anything very useful, but some people do. But it means that because I learnt about that lesson, when I'm talking to other people, I know about the subject. And that's really why we try and cover as many things as possible, so that you have the knowledge of everything. And it might be that you find a subject that then takes you off down a rabbit hole and onto other interesting things as well. So you're not everything is going to resonate with you. For those, I would suggest just doing it as a research project. You don't have to dig into it fully, particularly with something like the fairy lesson. There is a lesson on working with the world of the fae. It is a commitment, it is a calling, and it's not going to be the pathway for everyone. So do it from an academic point of view, from a research point of view. It's just really to give you as much knowledge as possible. Do you mind not singing while I'm talking? So hopefully that helped. Eva, love the deity lesson, learned so much about ones that I normally would not have explored. Excellent. Little Miss Nemo, still on meditation and visualization lesson, but may I have a go at lesson 6 before you rejig it? Oh, it won't be done just yet. We like to think about these things and work them out properly. But if you get to that lesson and realize that's not included, just shout at me. We do pick the old lessons. Nikki, that makes sense to me now. Rewording the question might be a good idea. It feels like you're looking for something else as well as that part of the question. We will have a look at it. Absolutely, we will have it, because I know it has been a bit challenging for a few people. Maria, you can draw a circle with your fingers that is closed on their side on the internal wall. Another good idea. Xenia, suggesting a symbol in cross form made of 4 Algiz runes facing out is protective. Yeah, that forms a kind of Norse protective symbol, doesn't it? Nikki, owls have been a big part of my life, and we have a little native one called a moorpork. Oh, Pratchett, he's so clever. Don't connect with the Roman Greek pantheon. Is there someone in Celt or Norse? My heritage. Owls.
Bloodwyth.
Bloodred.
Look at the Welsh Blodeuwedd, spelt Blodeuwedd. Blodeuwedd. Yes, she is connected to owls, absolutely. And it might. I know Minerva is connected with owls, and she's Roman, but the Romans did associate her with several of the English deities as well. But yes, Blodeuwedd is a good one to look at. Nikki, isn't Rhiannon a Stevie Nicks song? It absolutely is. Stevie Nicks has more than a little bit of witchcraft in her. More than a little. There we go. Kerry says, thank you for the drawing. I'm whizzing through these because we are over time. I'm well aware, but I don't want to miss out your questions. This is Helen. I've been seeing doves and dove associations everywhere for the past couple of weeks. Not sure if it's an animal guide or if doves are associated with any deities. It might just be that the dove has got a message for you. Rather than being connected to deities, the dove might just be bringing you a message. Have a look on my website because I think I've got information on doves. Doves and pigeons both got very similar meanings. Generally, peace and calming, and maybe that, you know, you're doing a little bit too much and you need to take a step back. Have a look at the meaning of doves as a spirit guide rather than being connected to deities, I think. Yeah, Xenia spelt it for us. Thank you. Blothiweth, she's from the Welsh pantheon. Flower maiden who was turned into an owl. And I recall Ariane Rod also has a connection to owls. Yes, I believe you are correct, Xenia. Ariane Rod leads the souls to the other side. Xenia's rubbish at writing ends. I don't need essays, my love. I really don't need essays. Write what you are comfortable. Yeah, Maria says it. Write how you speak. Come on, anybody that's read my books knows that I am not Shakespeare.
Thank goodness.
Absolutely write how you speak. Xenia, my problem is no need to worry about how to structure it. Just write what you would, as if you were having a conversation with me, as if you would have a conversation. That's all it needs to be. Rosemary, I just write complete drivel. So oh no, this is Rosemary. My writing is like me, short and sweet. That's all it needs to be. Yeah, I just write complete drivel, so be prepared. Yeah, again, I repeat, you've read my books. Seriously, I'm not checking grammar. I'm not spell checking. I'm not giving 12 points for 500-word essays. You write what you feel you need to write, and don't worry about the spelling. Don't worry about the grammar. Just write it as if you were talking to me. Emma, thank goodness I don't have a year and a day to complete everything. No, we're not going to hold you to any time frame. Oh, Maria. Milo's been snoring all the way through it. There you go. Blodaiweth. That's the one. Yes. Welsh is very tricky. Welsh is very tricky. Nikki, this has been amazing to have this opportunity. Yes, we realised the last couple of years we've been stupidly busy doing all sorts of things. This year is all about you students. So we are focusing very much on more online things, and we are focusing very much on more things for you students. Xenia, hope I'm bringing myself to it. Just message me, Xenia, and we'll go over it. It's not a problem. This is Kerry. Thanks for tonight. Going to draw a massive rune on the wall and start working with the energies and the crystals and not the name. Excellent. But yeah. I will repeat, if you struggle, message us. If you struggle, message us. This is Jill. Love everything about this study horse. Please, can we do it again? Yes, absolutely. And this will be on replay. It'll be on replay if you missed anything. This is Sarah, tell me, is it Sarah or Sarah? Put me out of my misery. No, I'm not calling you the wrong name. Love your books. I'm dyslexic, and some books I just can't read at all. Yours, so simple, much appreciated for us normal folk. You're very welcome. I write my books as I speak. It's not going to get any more complicated than that. Xenia, please love this study. Oh, bless you. This is Zoe. Found this very useful and confidence boosting. Excellent. We are here for you guys. You know, a big part of this, when we set up the school 10 years ago now, oh God, no, it's not even that. It's coming up for 11 years now. So 10 and a half years ago. Our main key was one-to-one mentoring. We want to be here to support you so that you are never on your own. That's what we're all here for. So please do reach out. We're here for whatever it might be, even if it feels like a silly question. Amanda, this has been great. Oh, excellent. This is Helen. Brilliant, so helpful, excellent. Maria, not saying this hasn't been interesting, just has been kind of nosy and noisy. Oh, bless you, Emma. Oh, you too, Maria.
Miss you.
Brilliant, isn't excellent. Sarah, I thought it was. I will know now. So yes, we will definitely do this again. Please join us on the something of something. That it's way past my bedtime. 25th, Saturday the 25th of February, we are going to attempt something completely bonkers. We're going to be doing free readings online in this scenario. All four of us reading for one person from our various different types of divination things, just for you guys. So we'll pick out people that have questions and we'll do a reading and see how it goes. It's going to be completely bonkers, but there you go. So do join us for that. But definitely there will be more study halls in this kind of format. We've done them before, but with specific subjects. I think it probably works better where you guys just get to ask us questions. So we will do that again. But again, don't struggle. Don't wait for the next study hall. Message us. If you are stuck, if you don't know what to do, if you don't know the answer, if you don't know how to move forward, please message and we will hopefully be able to help you. And don't forget that the forum has a huge amount of information on it as well. In the grimoire section of the forum, there's all sorts of information on different pantheons, different deities, spells, crystals, all sorts of stuff. But yeah, always ask. Don't struggle. And I think that's probably about it. So we will see you at the next one. Don't forget the Open Kitchen Witch ritual, which is Heather on the
19th of March.
Over on the main Kitchen Witch coven.
And we're making bunnies.
Making pipe cleaner bunnies. It should be hilarious.
Googly eyes, just for you, Xenia.
Eyes, yeah, got googly eyes. But again, we are also open to, if you think any of the lessons aren't flowing properly, then let us know about that as well, and we'll see what we can do to make changes, or any suggestions for anything you would like us to do moving forward. Let us know about that as well. So that's it for this evening. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. So many lovely people here. Thank you so much. It will be on replay if you've missed any of it or you've missed any of the links. You'll be able to watch it again. So thank you, everyone, and we will catch you all next time. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.